Greetings to you, my friend. My name is Ebenezer. I am a prophet. Now I have here in my hand a message which the Creator of this world told me to write down and to send to every person living in this world, whoever you are, wherever you may live, and whatever you believe. It's got good news and bad news. Now, the bad news is that the Creator of this world has already begun to destroy this world which He created, and the suffering that it will bring in the next 13 years will be terribly harsh and touch everybody. But the good news is that you can avoid all the disasters that are coming to this world if you take His advice. And the advice is here in this message which I will read. This is not opinion. This is not coming from the head of any person or any human being in the world. This is a message from the one who created this world. So, whatever you are, wherever you live, whatever you believe, please, let's not argue about it. There's no reason to argue. Just listen to the message and decide whether you will accept it or reject it. Now, if you think you would like the Creator to send a special message to people in your business or in your country, then I suggest you contact me, and I will come and deliver the message to you and to the people in your business or in your country. My address is P.O. Box 29153, Columbus, Ohio 43229, USA. Again, my address is 29153, Columbus, Ohio 43229, USA. Now I'm going to read the message that the Creator told me to send to everybody in the world, including you.
He says, I am disappointed with the performance of the citizens of this world which I created. From generation to generation, every time I look, all that I can see is people doing everything to please themselves instead of trying to please me. I have allowed human beings to invent all kinds of things to improve your quality of life, from beds and chairs and tables to motor vehicles and skyscrapers and all the products of modern technology. But that is not the way it should be. I am the God who created you, and I should come first. So why did I allow all these inventions to happen? I was expecting that as your lives became more and more comfortable, you would recognize, first, that all of this comes from the brain which I gave to you and say thank you to me. Second, I thought that you would understand that this is an act of love. Here is a father who will not stop giving help and every other good thing to his children of this world, even though they do not visit him or phone him or write or thank him in any other way. At one point I said to myself, there is too much bad behavior on this planet. But instead of rushing to punish them, let me do something to help them. I came up with a plan. I chose one nation. I said, I am going to make you the greatest nation on earth. I will equip you with all the military power that you need, and with my spiritual education, so that you can go out and teach the other nations of the world about who I am and what I want, and show them how to correct their bad behavior. I started with the nation of Israel. They received all the things that I had promised, but they let me down. They ignored the warnings that I sent to them by my prophets. Even when I split that nation into two parts and moved my focus to one part, to the small part, which is the land of the Jews, nothing changed. In fact, things got worse. They were so stubborn that they rejected my own beloved Son Jesus, who came of His own free will to help them. Because of this, I took away the number one status from the Jews and gave it to Persia, the land that is called Iran. That was also a disappointment. So I pushed them aside, and that was the end of the Persian Empire. Next, it was the turn of Britain and the British Empire. Having learned their lessons from what happened between me and the Jews and Persians, I expected the rulers of the British Empire to do a better job. But the love of money became their obsession. They promoted slavery, oppression, and greed, and the faithful few who refused to join them but kept on doing my business became the subject of their jokes. So I took away my favor from Britain and from the British Empire, and that empire collapsed. Finally, it was the turn of America. The men who ran the first government of America made an agreement with me that I, their God and Creator, was going to be the master and the foundation of the United States of America from generation to generation. And so, a loving relationship began between me and the rulers of the United States of America. The only God that they knew and worshipped was the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, the same God that Muslims and Christians and Jews and the Baha'i worship today. I am that God. They wrote my name into the Declaration of Independence and into the Constitution and the Pledge of Allegiance and the dollar bill and in their courts of law. One God, and I am that God. Where is that relationship today, and what has happened to their promise? The people who are ruling the United States of America today have made it a law that all gods are equal as long as people believe in them. It could be water, or a plant, or a picture on a wall, or a statue that cannot move. It could be an evil spirit. It could be Satan, the king of demons, who spreads so much wickedness around the world. The dollar bill still says, "In God we trust." The question is, which God? When you are a witness in their courts of law today, and you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God, which God are you asking for help? Is it Satan, the king of all liars? Is it a cow or a plant that I created? Is it a lifeless statue that will not move unless you push it? Or some idol you can hold in your hand that was crafted by a human being? Or is it an evil spirit who spreads pain and sickness around the world? Here is another example. Every year in the month of October, the people of the USA, the world's greatest nation, honor Satan, the king of all evil spirits, who roams the world day and night, encouraging everyone to disobey me so that I would get angry and punish. The celebration is called Halloween. They visit the stores, they buy weird clothes and masks, fill their television sets with horror stories and frightening movies about evil spirits and monsters and vampires, and they hold house parties. They know that it is bad. They know that demons are evil. They know that God and demons are like day and night, but they do it. They use their brains and their eyes and the resources that I gave them to honor my chief opponent, that evil Satan. But when things go wrong, when Satan strikes them with his forces, whether it is sickness or what you call accidents or personal disasters or terrorist attacks, they turn to me, because they know that Satan and his demons do not and cannot help people to get out of trouble. Now, they could use their computers and the internet to find out the history and the meaning of Halloween, but no, they use them to promote the celebration and encourage Satan to boast about it to me. Where is the good example in all of this for the rest of the world? Now, that is not the end of the story, because today, in the nation that I made number one, I have seen an increase in spiritual terrorism against those who worship me and are trying to do what I say. They cannot speak openly about me. They cannot pray in public. They are dismissed from their jobs for expressing their belief in the true God. Today in the United States of America, the person who says, "I cannot do this thing for you because God, my Creator, forbids it," is standing on shaky ground. So you see, this is the exact opposite of what I expect from the nation that I caused to become the star of all nations. Where then is that light from me that should destroy the darkness in this world? I am God the Creator, the beginning and the end, and all power comes from me. The first rulers of the USA made me the foundation of their actions. But if that foundation is battered time after time, one day it will collapse, and without a foundation, no building can stand. I am the God who created this planet and put America first. And in my view, this is how things stand today between me and the USA. The relationship between me and the USA is down to zero. Not only that, there is spiritual lawlessness in many parts of the land. So I have decided to stop it. People are not demonstrating their love for God, their Creator, who helps them, protects them, and gives them success. They do not find out what I want. They do not know what I want, and they are not even trying to do what I want. So here is my decision. I created this world as an experiment, but after my experience with the USA and other nations, I have come to the conclusion that the experiment has failed. Every attempt to revive it came to nothing. My plan for this world has turned out like a car that keeps on breaking down. The USA was my final attempt to have a two-way loving relationship with the citizens of this world. But that plan has failed. It is over. I am going to destroy this world and make a new one. The process has already begun, and there is no going back. I will not reverse it. The signs that you have seen, warmer temperatures, floods and fires, earthquakes, landslides, typhoons and hurricanes, they are real. I have sent them to warn you. When the climax arrives, the whole of this earth will be swept by one or more of these disasters. Skyscrapers and other impregnable structures will crumble, just like I did with that big ship called the Titanic. Property will be swept away or buried in water and mud. Every person living in this world will be affected. Whether you are under the ground or flying in the air or hiding in a submarine, you will be affected. Nobody will escape. Now, if you think this is just another fairy tale, ask those who study the holy books which are read by the people who worship me. They will point you to the predictions that were made about these disasters thousands of years ago, long before you were born. And if you are already saying in your mind, I will be dead before that time, then let me tell you this. I am the one who will do it, and it will be all over before the 1st of January in the year 2030. But now here is the good news. I said that every human being living in the world will be affected, but I did not say that every person will perish. And that is because not every person will suffer or die in the coming disasters. The people who will not suffer or die are any person who has a relationship with me. Now this is what I mean. Whether or not you believe in me, the God who created this world, and you, it is time to ask yourself this question. Am I doing what He wants? Look back at the past and say, have I done anything shameful in my life so far for which God could punish me? The answer is almost certainly yes. In my view, everybody is guilty of something, and it is time to apologize to me whether you remember what it is or not. Your most important move now is to pray. Pray to me. Ask me to remind you about anything bad that you did which you may have forgotten. Now this is a private matter between me and you. Nobody needs to know. So just keep on praying, and I will answer. Pray silently in your head. Pray wherever you are. Pray at any time. I will hear, even though you are not speaking. Keep this apology business in front of your mind at all times until you have done it sincerely. Now, it is not a guarantee that you will escape the troubles, but it will show me that you are serious, and I will help you. If you are a Christian, even a serious Christian, I have a special warning for you. I am God, your Creator, the Father of Jesus, your leader, and I love him far more than you. If anyone has been telling you that Jesus Christ came to this world to die for you, and therefore your everlasting future is secure and nothing bad will happen to you forever, that is not true. I have never sent anybody to preach that message. It is the word of Jesus that will save you, not his blood. There is nothing good about the death of Jesus, my son. That was an act of murder, and that is all. Now here is my warning to unbelievers, to those who either worship another god, like Buddhists and Hindus, or to those who do not believe in anything, like atheists, agnostics, and everybody else. Before this moment, I could not accuse you of anything or feel that I had a good reason to punish you. And that is because you were living in ignorance. You were worshipping someone or something that was introduced to you by your family or by people that you trusted. Or maybe the people around you did not believe in anything, so you followed their examples. And perhaps they warned you that you should not listen to anyone who came along to talk to you about something different. From now on, all that is going to change. I am the one you did not know, the only true God who created you and every other human being in this world, and has helped you throughout your life until today. I am like a loving father who will not throw away his child just because that child is behaving badly. But now you know about me. I am introducing myself to you now and telling you what is right so that you can do it. You were living in ignorance. However, from this moment on, you will have no excuse to continue as you have been. If you stay like this, you will perish when the disasters arrive. Your God has no power like me. He will not be able to save you. Now, if you are an unbeliever and you are relying on your opinion or the conclusions of someone else, let me warn you. The brain of that someone who is your advisor is perishable. Listen to the God who created that brain and never makes a mistake. I am your Creator who loves you, and I don't want you to die such a shameful death. So listen to my warning. I am the God who created this planet. Your teachers, your family, your parents, and your friends were not here in the beginning when I made the stars and thunder and rain and snow and the sun and the seasons of the year. They were not even here 120 years ago. So how can they oppose me or tell you that I am wrong? Remember what I said. I have started to destroy this world, and everything will be over by the first day of January in the year 2030. But for you, it could even be over long before that. And why? Because you do not know the day of your death. Neither do you know where you will spend the next life because of what you did in this life. So, while you have the gift of life in this uncertain world, be serious. Don't gamble with your life. Now, here is another wise thing that you can do. Spread this message to everyone who matters to you, your family, your friends, your relatives, your workmates, the people that you love, because you do not want them to perish. So, talk to them, visit them, phone them, write to them, Encourage them to change their behavior now, so that all of you will escape the horrors that I will send on bad people in a few years' time. After all this that I have told you, you may still be saying to yourself, I don't need all this. I'm okay. I'm successful. I am a good person. I don't steal from anybody. I have not hurt anybody or done anything bad. I take care of my family. I have everything I need. I am set for the future. If this is what you are thinking, then you are like those two friends who were upstairs in this lovely house. They were enjoying a game of chess while fire was sweeping across the floor downstairs. They were getting the smoke, but they ignored it. You are wise in your own eyes, but you are only deceiving yourself. I am the fountain of wisdom. I am the ruler of this world, and what I say is what is true. And when I take a decision, no one can change it or stop it. If anything that I have told you in this warning message does not agree with the things that you have learned from your Hindu priest, or from your Buddhist teacher, or from your pastor, or your imam, or your professor, or your parents, or your TV idol, or your country's president, or your boss at work, or the Pope, or your neighbor, or your friends, or the Bible, or the Koran, or the Torah, or the Prophet Muhammad, or the Prophet Moses, or even Jesus, or from any other person, or from any other book, then ask yourself this question: whom should I believe? Should I listen to the human being who can make mistakes? Or should I listen to the one who created the human being who never makes a mistake? I am that creator, and this is my message that I have sent to everybody in this world by my prophet Ebenezer.